So every now and then, a film comes along, something like It Follows, something like The Witch, that reminds me, why I love filmmaking so much and why I got into it in the first place. And this year so far, Raw is that movie. Raw is a French horror drama comedy something directed by Julia Ducournau and starring Garance Marillier. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And it tells the story of a young vegetarian girl who goes to vet school. And there she's hazed and eats raw meat for the first time and starts developing a very strong craving for flesh. Raw was one of those movies that, gets a lot of festival hype in that you get a lot of stories about people watching it and fainting and vomiting and being, absolutely disgusted by it. So naturally, I wanted to see it. And I finally got to see it. It came out on Friday. And it's very limited release, playing in New York and LA right now. I believe it spreads further next week. And I went to see it, and I was absolutely fucking blown away. It blew my mind how incredible this movie was. It was the kind of film that I just sat there watching in awe for 90 minutes, just mouth agape, smiling the entire time. This is a beautiful film. This is an incredibly well-made film, and as a feature film debut, it is godlike, because this is the kind of film you would see made by somebody who is a veteran. And the fact that Ducournau made this as her first feature is astounding. Everything about this story is, not only unique, but it's unique, it's inventive, it's clever, it's funny, it's gory, it's touching and emotional, and it hits on so many levels, and it's incredibly relatable for a lot of, especially young people, and really anybody who's just experienced college life. And I'm glad it didn't take itself too seriously with a premise like that, because it's something like that can get, pretty goofy if it's not handled right. But it's handled perfectly, and it's handled beautifully, and like I said, I don't really know, this is not a straight horror film. It's not a straight any film, really. It's a mixture of several different genres, but it balances them incredibly well tonally. And at its heart, it's not a cannibal film at all. It's sure, it has cannibalistic elements to it, but all of that is really just the packaging for a film that is ultimately a story about coming of age, a story about nature versus nurture, and about college life and how it reveals who you truly are, not who you were raised to be. And I think it's fascinating. It's a really in-depth character study of two sisters who, are going to this school, and they're kind of uncovering themselves and who they are deep down. And that's awesome. That's incredible. And this movie is so well done and so clever about all of it. It's astounding. So I'm just going to kind of dive right in. Right off the bat, the cinematography is phenomenal. Just every shot in this is so well crafted and beautiful to look at. This entire film, even the gorier parts of it, are so expertly, meticulously put together in a way that is just so, it's eye candy. The whole movie is fucking eye candy. There's an entire shot taking place at this girl's first college party that is a 3-minute unbroken take of just her trying to, get through the crowd and just push through all these people who are, it's in a state of debauchery, and it's just fucking nuts, and I love it. I love it. That was the moment I fell in love with this film, aside from, the opening shot, which is beautiful. Garance Marillier she is magnificent in this movie. She is transfixing the entire time, because she is such a great actress, and she gets so much done with so few words, and it's really unbelievable to watch, and she's just she's cute and creepy, and she's got a lot of depth to her, and I love the character of Justine. I love the story that's told about her. I love just everything about this film. Also, it features an incredible score by Jim Williams, who also did the soundtrack for Kill List. And it's really powerful and orchestral, and a lot of harpsichord, and it's just very, very cool, and it really adds to a certain level of discomfort, but also beauty, and just the overall atmosphere of the movie is dialed up by like 10 notches because of the soundtrack to this. And then story-wise, it's just this film takes, not only, like I said, not only is it very unique and inventive, but it takes several turns that you don't expect it to take, and I loved that about it. It's very, very cool. It's genre-defying, and it's expectation-defying as well. There's a lot of this movie does that I didn't expect it to do, but I loved this movie so much. I love the messages it's getting across. I love the way it delivers those messages, and just everything about it. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful film. I don't think that the hype was real. I think it was all publicity. I don't think that anybody can watch this movie and vomit or faint unless you are the most squeamish person on the planet. There were 2 scenes that made me gag. Not due to the content on the screen, though, but rather the content on screen reminding me of the feeling of those things happening, because I've experienced them in my actual life. And so, it just reminded me of the feeling of gagging, which made me gag. And so, regardless, this film is beautiful, it's breathtaking, it's funny, it's gory, it's sweet, and it tells a really, really beautiful story. I can't recommend it enough, and like I said, this is a great reminder of just why I got into filmmaking in the first place. This is an incredibly beautiful film, and it's just wonderfully made and wonderfully acted, wonderfully directed. Everything about it is just pure gorgeousness. I need some time to let it marinate, but this, in my mind right now, this could easily become one of my favorite films ever. This is the kind of film that I will turn on if I'm feeling, depressed or bored or anything. This is the sort of film that I would just watch over and over because it is absolutely breathtaking. And I'm going to say that without question, Raw is a genre masterpiece. It is one of my favorite films this year. It is one of my favorite films in the past several years. And if I continue to feel this way over time, it might be one of my favorite films ever. I can't recommend enough that all of you go see it. If it's playing near you, right now it's only in LA and New York, but it will be expanding on the 17th. I can't recommend enough that you check it out. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's coming to video on demand May 23rd if you can't catch it in theaters, and Blu-ray and DVD September 5th if you can't catch it there either. It's just, make sure you watch this film at some point. Whenever you can get the opportunity to do so, please do it, because you will not regret it. Raw is one of the best things I've seen all year, and it is fan-fucking-tastic. Check it out. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and, as usual, like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, March is going to be a very busy month. Expect a lot more reviews coming up. Thank you so much.